Welcome in, welcome in. I'm about to go through the intro and slight concert. So if you're just joining, go on ahead and come back in a couple of minutes when we're done. The chat for right now is going to be turned off because we're going to have a short story time. I heard we like to tell a lot of stories in this community, apparently, allegedly. So I decided I was going to go do a story time and I wanted the chat to be off for that. So I will turn it back on once I'm done with the story time, but hang in there during story time and rage type to yourself because it should not go through. All right. Sorry for you, but you'll be okay. All right. Enjoy.
Shades of the shadow, the great gang creed. World ain't bited, but they plant that seed. Black and white vision, man, they blind to the scene. I'm in the grayscale, sharp like guillotine. Concrete jungle, no zebras in sight. Gray wolves howling, they don't need the light. They say pick a side, but I'm stuck in the haze. Sorry, not sorry, it's the great gang face. Great gang for life, you don't understand. Colors mixed, man. It's a melting strand, it ain't black, it ain't white, it's the in-between. Great gang vision, see the unseen. Clouds in my head, man, the fog won't lift. Balance the scale on the tectonic shift. Call it confusion, or call it the truth. They stuck in cartoons, I'm painting the proof. Pawns on the head, man, the fog won't lift. Balance the scale on the tectonic shift. Call it confusion, I call it the truth. They stuck in cartoons, I'm painting the proof. Pawns on the board, they stuck in the rules. I'm playing 3D chess while they playing for fools. Spectrum of thought, man, the gray is alive. Perspective, the weapon, I don't need no knife. They want answers, they want the clear, but the gray's where the real appears. Sorry if you can see the hues. Great gang vision, breaking the news. Great gang for life, you don't understand. Colors mixed, man. It's a melting strand. It ain't black, it ain't white, it's the in-between. Great gang vision, see the unseen.
Something's got a hold on me lately. No, I don't know myself anymore. Feels like the walls are all closing in, and the devil's knocking at my door. Whoa, out of my mind. How many times did I tell you I'm no good at being alone? Yeah, it's taking a toll on me. Trying my best to keep from tearing the skin off my bones. Don't you know how to control when you're not next to me? I'm falling apart right in front of you. Can't you see? I lose control when you're not next to me. Yeah, you're breaking my heart, baby. You make a mess of me. Problematic. Problem is I want your body like a fiend, like a bad habit. Bad habits hard to break when I'm with you. Yeah, I know I can do it on my own, but I want that real full moon black magic when it takes two. Problematic. Problem is when I'm with you, I'm an addict, and I need some relief. My skin ain't your teeth, can't see the forest through the trees. Got me down on my knees, darling, please. Oh, I lose control when you're not next to me.
All right, here we go.
I'm falling apart. Can't you see?
Let's get a little bit of control, huh? All right. Good afternoon. Happy Friday to you all. I hope you take some time away this weekend to take some deep breaths. I'm going to start this story time off with a beautiful poem that I put into ChatGPT and told it what I wanted, and it gave me a beautiful poem plus some. Okay. So, or a storyteller, but I will be today because that's, I guess, what we do here. So, here's my poem. It's called Stories in the Crossfire. You're welcome. Don't tell me your trauma is a free pass to break glass, to cut people open just because you've been cut. Yeah, pain carves deep, I get it. But carrying scars doesn't make you the only one bleeding. You swing your history like a sword, shouting, "This is why I hurt people." But listen, a wound isn't a weapon until you choose to aim it. We all got stories, messy, cracked, written in ink that never dries, and that's the truth. Every person walking this earth is a library, stacked high with chapters you'll never see. So why are you pretending yours is the only one that matters? Why forget that the world is stitched together from billions and billions of stories? Ugly, beautiful, tragic, triumphant, a patchwork quilt of survival. Here's the thing, everyone's trauma is real, but it's not a license to harm. Your pain deserves healing, not an audience to keep hostage. Why forget that the world, oh, excuse me, so put down the shield, apologies. So put down the shield, stop swinging the blade, step back, breathe. Remember, everyone has a story, and that's what makes this broken, achingly beautiful world worth holding together. The end. Woo! Good job, Nanya. Just kidding. Anyways, okay. That's the end of that. So let's tell some stories. So the reason why the chat is off right now is because I did not want anybody to name any stories as I go through here. But some of this is stories of people throughout this community. Some of them are known in the public. Some of these stories are private stories. None of them will have names. The point of showing you this is showing you that every single person has some type of trauma, has some type of hurt, has some type of brokenness, or has some type of secret sometimes. They all kind of mix in from there. All right. So one of these people in the community, her boyfriend doesn't like her dog. And so every chance her boyfriend gets, he kicks the dog. If the dog gets in his way, it gets kicked everywhere it goes. Another person in the community has a no contact order with their children, not allowed to make contact. Another person in the community actually had charges pressed against them for beating their husband. Somebody in the community had their medical provider and the person who took care of them when they were having medical issues be their 8-year-old child. Somebody in the community has lied that their mother died and the mother is alive and well. Somebody in the community took their child to a festival. Let's call it a hot air balloon festival. And during that hot air festival, dad had done too much drugs. So the child, young child, had to call mom to come and help out. The child doesn't even like hot air balloons anymore. Somebody in the community had to have a conversation done with them because they were sending dick pics around to women in the community, and it was not asked for, welcomed, or encouraged. So there had to be a conversation for them to chill the fuck out with their dick pics. Somebody in the community has scammed their friend of over $5,000. Somebody in the community is acting like they're friends to somebody with health issues so that the person with health issues continues to bail them out every time they get into a financial problem. Somebody in the community hasn't paid their child support. That's crazy. Somebody in the community's husband, significant other, wife, baby mama, baby daddy. What else is there? I don't know. Lover. I don't know. But they're terrified right now that people may find out that he's facing charges for some stuff. Crazy. Somebody in the community's kid is in so much shit that their house got bombed. But we're not going to talk about that, right? The whole point to telling you this stuff is while 99% of these stories are private information, it's the reason why my chat is off right now, because I don't need anybody saying a name. It's also the reason why I have said no names is because, oh, wait, oh, hold on now. I got 2 more. Apologies, missed those on my list. Somebody stole over $20,000 from their job. They may or may not be on the run. I don't know. But you ain't heard that from me. The reason why I'm telling these stories, though, is because every single person here has a story. If you think that your story is the right for somebody else to tell or gives somebody else the right to tell your story, or you have the right to go on the internet and poke holes in not believe somebody else's story, a lot of you are throwing rocks inside of a glass house. And dare I say, the house is glass. It's abso-fucking-lutely glass. You're throwing shit inside of a glass house that when the glass breaks, shit, your curtains won't even hold up to hold it out. People be able to see everything that's on the inside, right? Y'all better be careful throwing those rocks. Not one person here's trauma matters more than another person's. One of the greatest things I have found from childhood trauma that I have myself is that it has made me who I am today once I went through therapy and I healed from that. The strength that I have from that is I couldn't imagine not having that strength. So, to anybody who has trauma and to anybody who is out there that is hearing these stories be repeated over and over and over and over by vile human beings who mean nothing but harm and shame, please know your story does matter. You fighting like hell to get through it, whether that be a physical fight, a spiritual fight, a financial fight, a mental fight, no matter what that is, that fight mattered. That fight could have been in therapy. That fight could have been between you and God for all I care. That fight mattered. That's what's important for me. So I just I don't know. There is no end to it. The point is to destroy a person. People can only weaponize your trauma against you when you make your trauma a weapon. When it's a badge of honor, nobody gets hurt by a badge. You know what I mean? Not a physical badge, at least. But as long as it's a weapon that you're out there slashing around people with, yeah, a weapon can be turned on you. And that's just the unfortunate part of it. All right. I'm going to turn on the chat. Don't you all start acting a fool now. All right. No questions. Say hello. Come in the chat and say hello in just a moment. And we will go from there because I want to review something. We will not be on very long, despite Chasing's constant request for me to be live longer. I will not be live longer. I will absolutely not do it. So hold on. Okay. All right. Let's go here. Give me a moment. Let me refresh before I turn this on. Let me turn that down. There we go. And the chat is up. All right. Okay. So we are going to review something. I know there's been a lot of questions for part of this. And so here I am, ready to answer for you. So here we go. And there we go. This one. All right. So we are going to review a little bit of nonsense. What? No, shocking. Oh my God. That's because you just can't let it go, Nunya. Okay. All right, girl. I see you. All right, here we go.
Stated and said by some people. Now, hear me out. I'm all for women's empowerment. But it's hard for me to take people seriously who condone, coddle, excuse, conflate sexual assault.
All right. So it's hard for her to excuse, conflate. It's hard for her to even think about women empowering women. And I want to show you what caused this, okay? That damn cat Tia. All right? That Tia is off the hook. This is the video that she did, and it was, I mean, the internet was in an uproar. Now, you know I listen to everything on light speed. We're not going to go to 3x, but I am going to turn it on. I am going to turn it on to 2x. I think we'll be okay with listening, but I want you to hear what Miss Tia had to say first. Okay? No, I will not be on longer. I'm going to keep it to the points, okay? Focus, Chasing. All right. Okay. So here we go.
I hope you're all doing well on this Tuesday. Now listen, what I want to talk about today is kind of a broad topic. However, there will be specific examples used.
Okay.
And they're going to be the ones that seem to be the most frequently talked about in this community.
Mm-hmm.
Because, hey, if that's what everybody's listening to, everybody's talking about, well, we might as well use that as the examples.
Right.
So let's think about this. Let's talk about women empowering women. Because I've heard several groups say this. I believe I've heard the group, don't quote me, but I'm almost positive I've heard it come from the side of Clue and Queen and Jay and Granny and Nonsense, you know, that little group over there. Seems like I've heard that been said, but if it was someplace else, then feel free to correct me.
Okay. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you. So this is where the women empowering women started, okay? It started on Burnt Toast Stream, and I'm going to play that for you in a second, right? And then it went over to Jay's stream maybe within like a week after that. And it was Jay and Clue, and they're talking, and they're like, that's all we're doing. We're just empowering women, just women empowering women, right? Okay. So let me show you that so that I can confirm, yes, that is what was said. Give me just a moment here. Here we go. We'll play that out for you so you can hear it yourselves.
But with like putting things together and like timelines and that's just how I work. But it's not because I don't want to coexist or anything, but now because I'm being more interactive, because there's been a whole change. Like people have been really showing up to support each other and sticking up for each other in the accusations that are being made. It's been a really good thing to see. Subs aren't being pulled in multiple different directions. And like, oh, if you go over there, you know, people are moving more freely. And I think there's kind of a weight in some aspects because people are working together. People are not in that aspect to take somebody down, but there's like mutual, like wanting everybody to win, I guess, kind of thing. Like a women supporting women and men. I don't know what you want to call it, but
it's just like a mutual, just like, you know, like women supporting women and men. So that's all that they're doing. That's all that they're doing. They are just right now, they are supporting women and they are supporting men in this effort to not be silenced, allegedly. That's what they claimed. Okay. Mind you, this was June 19th. So we've been laughing at nonsense for weeks now, right? Now, Miss Tia, I don't know. Maybe she's still respected over there. The rest of us ain't shit at this point. But Miss Tia goes and says what she says. Okay. So, yes, that started and originated with nonsense saying this is just women supporting women and men. And then Clue and Jay went after there and we're like, this is just women supporting women. Okay. It's women and men tearing down a woman. That's what it is. Fuck out of here. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. Agreed. Yep. Yep. That's right. I don't have Jones's clip or song for that, but FUE is our current hashtag, which is fuck everyone. Fuck you, everyone. Oh, yeah. Did I not do the tab? Yep, sure did. Let me go
I think
back.
that we really should
Sorry.
all, where else have I heard that? I may have heard that with um, Joneson and Nanya and Dietz also, except they're not like targeting any one specific person. I think they have a stance of, what did they say? F everyone, I think is what they're saying. I don't know, I've heard that term thrown around on these streets, and I think that we really should all understand it. Because, see, it's a little bit hypocritical. If you call out others for the same behavior that you and your friends do, but when y'all do it, it's empowerment. We're just women empowering women.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, if somebody that you don't like does it, well then, oh my gosh, it's wrong, and it's something that you've got to go live and talk about, and then redirect your live to the next person so they can talk about it. And I mean, it just goes on and on.
Right. So, and she goes into from here. I encourage you to go listen to the video yourself. I'm sure we will drop the link. If not, I'll put it in my description afterwards. I encourage you to go listen to the whole thing yourself. But basically, Miss Tia was just saying you cannot claim to be women supporting women, but only if we like you. That's not empowerment. That's not the way you support each other. Like, no, no, you are hate bonding, ma'am. Hate bonding. Say it with me. Hate bonding. Okay. All right. Let's go back to it. So that triggered her very well. And so she was really upset with Miss Tia and that damn TPE for making those videos. Okay.
So we're supposed to empower women. Let me get this straight. Let me just fucking try to wrap my head around it for a second.
Okay.
We're supposed to empower women as long as we deem them worthy. No, it's called giving the power to women.
We're supposed to empower women as long as we deem them worthy. Nonsense. That's literally what you do on the daily basis. So let me show you this. Okay. So everybody already is aware, right? She's convinced that this is because I can't have access to her. Listen, just like Access Hollywood, there's an Access nonsense. I don't want any parts of that. I don't want to be her friend again. I don't want any of that. But like every other asshole on the YouTubes with the channel, I can absolutely do commentary on anybody that I want. And the person who's throwing out all these things that people are like, who's the they and the them that belongs to that? Because unfortunately, I was friends with this person I can interpret. And so I can tell you who the they and them belongs to in that particular case sometimes. For the most part, I can understand what she's saying, right? But of course, but here she is saying you don't support women until you deem them worthy of that support. Okay. I'm not understanding because it sounds like y'all are doing the same as they are doing. So Stitch, if what you're saying is like we review and then she reviews and then we review and she reviews, absolutely I could agree with you there. But I haven't talked about anybody's looks. I haven't trashed anybody's children, called them names. I haven't, what else? I haven't addict shamed anybody. I haven't trauma shamed anybody. That's not what I have done. So that's how I feel I am different. However, if you feel like just the simple review back and forth is the same exact thing as what they're doing, I'm like, we'll agree to disagree there because I wouldn't I can't agree with that one. I can understand your stance on it, but I just couldn't agree with that one. So Yeah, Crazy Six. It's not my job to empower anyone. Empower your damn self. Listen, I'm all for like go be the best person that you can be. Every single person on this in this world, not just on the internet, but every single person should want to evolve. Every single day you should be working on yourself to grow and be a better person, right? One of the biggest ways for me as a creator that I choose to go through that evolving is I listen to other people when they're giving feedback on my content, right? I listen to it. Sometimes I think it's very valid. Sometimes I take it to heart. Like Wispy is probably one of the ones, not all the time, but at times she's had some very good points. And I take that to heart. Like I take that feedback and I make a mental note of it for my own self because I know that's something I can do differently or whatever, right? A lot of people don't do that. And that's okay. Like that's okay. Who am I to tell them when they should grow or shouldn't? Yeah, I definitely have not gone real life on any fucking body. So there's that. And also I also don't make a zero zilch not a dime. I'm not monetized. I've never dropped a pay link on my page for myself. I have dropped them for subs when they've been in hard times. I think I've dropped it for two subs and one other creator, but outside of that I haven't collected a dime off of YouTube in that way. So all right. Thank you for your comment, though. I hope that didn't feel like an attack. I hope it just felt like an explanation. I'm sorry if it did feel like an attack. It wasn't.
In a society where women's rights are going back to the 50s. But you guys don't want to talk about those conversations. You don't want to have those conversations. We need to empower.
You know what's funny is she says, you don't want to talk about those conversations. You don't want to have those conversations. First of all, nobody can have those conversations because everybody who actually may disagree with her is blocked in her chat at this point. There's not one person in her chat that will strongly push back or disagree with her that will not be blocked the next day. So I don't know how open she is to conversations. I also don't think she's really ready to have those conversations because some of her closest friends are those Bible thumping, gun toting Americans that that she claims to be so against. But yeah, so that ought to be interesting. That'll be interesting. I'm just saying, we'll see.
Empower each other by overlooking neglect while claiming we care for children.
Oh, wait, let me go back.
We need to empower those two women in a society where women's rights are going back to the 50s. But you guys don't want to talk about those conversations. You don't want to have those conversations. We need to empower each other by overlooking neglect.
We need to empower each other by overlooking neglect. All right. So what I did is good old Chat GPT can break it down for me every time and do your own research because that's your fucking job, not mine. But listen, this is what I found. Okay. A neglected juvenile is any child. Now, these are different states. I did states that all of these creators that are involved live in, okay, that have children under the age of 18. Okay. A neglected juvenile, this is North Carolina, is any child under 18 to whom any of the following apply. The child does not receive proper care, supervision, or discipline from a parent, guardian, custodian, or caregiver. Now, I've never lived inside of Brittany J's home. Maybe these people have. Maybe they feel like the 2 second or 3 hours a day that they see her on stream or they hear on stream means they are very well aware of exactly what goes on in her household when they shut off the internet. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe she feels that way. I don't know. I just know for me, I have not been inside of anybody's house on YouTube. So maybe she's been inside Brittany's house and we just don't know that to know that there is clearly neglect. But okay. The child is abandoned. It's another right. The child is not provided necessary medical or remedial care. Is anybody going to the doctor's appointments with anybody on the YouTube streets? And I don't know. Okay. The child is placed for care or adoption in violation of the law, or there's been an unlawful transfer of custody. Okay, that I don't know anything about that either. And then I broke it down because it does say in here receives proper care. And I thought, oh, that's where they're going to use it. That's what they're going to use to try and push it, right? Okay. So I looked up proper care. What does proper care mean in that particular state? It means a caregiver is meeting a child's basic physical, emotional, educational, and medical needs in a way considered reasonable for the child's age and circumstances. It includes things like food and shelter. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Medical needs, supervision, watching children according to their age and maturity, not leaving a toddler home alone, for example. But an older teen may be fine alone for short periods of time. Okay, okay. Education, ensuring school age children are enrolled in and attending school. Emotional support, giving attention, guidance, and discipline that is reasonable and not harmful. Again, I'm going to point out, just asking for a friend, which one of you has been inside of any of these creators' house? Because I don't, again, so what we're doing is we're looking at what we see on a YouTube live stream for a couple of hours every night of the week, 7 days a week. And that is enough. So the other 22 hours or the other 16 hours of the day, those don't matter. The kids cannot be receiving attention or care during that time. Okay. All right, cool. Let me tell you another one. I looked up the laws in, hold on. Oh, I did look up injurious living environment. That's the other one I asked about because I didn't know what that meant. And it said an injurious environment means the child's home and surroundings expose them to serious risk of harm to their health, safety, or emotional well-being. This can include substance abuse, caregivers using drugs or alcohol to the point of being unable to supervise or care for the child, drug use, or trafficking in the home. All right, again, I would ask who has been in the home to actually see anything going on. Okay, all right. Domestic violence, children witnessing or being around repeated violence between caregivers, unsafe conditions, extremely dirty or hazardous housing, broken glass, for example, broken glass, exposed wires, infestations, dangerous weapons left out. Left out. Again, have you actually been inside somebody's home? Oh, but they said, so what? I could say I'm a millionaire and live in a shack and you wouldn't know the difference. There's a lot of couples on the internet that are out there acting like things are peachy keen on the internet. And then 3 months later, they're getting a divorce and you find out how terrible it was. So just because somebody shows you it on the internet does not mean. Okay. All right. So these are all the reasons. Okay. Let me show you the next state I looked up was Arizona. Okay. Number one, failure to provide basic needs, the inability or unwillingness of a parent, guardian, or custodian to provide a child with supervision, food, clothing, shelter, or medical care, if such failure causes a substantial risk of harm to the child's health or welfare. This does not include situations where a child with a disability or chronic illness is underserved solely because reasonable services are unavailable. Exposure to dangerous environments, permitting a child to be in a structure or vehicle containing volatile, toxic, or flammable chemicals or equipment used to manufacture illegal drugs. I thought that was very interesting. Prenatal substance exposure. All right, we get that. Okay. Then I looked up in Illinois. So shot over to Illinois where Dietz lives. And I looked it up and I said, well, what's neglect for children there? Not receiving proper or necessary nourishment, medical treatment, or other care essentials for the well-being. This covers food, clothing, shelter, and medical or remedial care. It does not apply if the lack of care is due solely to a physician-determined impairment or disability. Subject to an injurious environment, meaning the child's environment creates a likelihood of harm to their health, welfare, or physical well-being. And that likely harm is due to a blatant disregard of responsibilities by the parent, caregiver, or child welfare agency. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that, Jones, and thank you for letting me know. Number 3, abandoned by a parent or caregiver. Number 4, a newborn whose blood, urine, or meconium test positive for controlled substances. But wait, there's an additional note for what do you call it? For Illinois. Marijuana in children in Illinois. Marijuana is legal for adults 21 and up in Illinois. However, the law prohibits use in certain settings. No smoking in public places. No smoking in a motor vehicle. No smoking around anyone under 21 years old if it exposes them to secondhand smoke in certain protected spaces, like a home or a car. All right. Then I went on over to Georgia. Okay. Good old Georgia. Oh, no, actually, sorry. California. Wrong one. Okay. What's neglect in California? Neglect is broadly defined as the negligent treatment or maltreatment of a child by someone responsible for their welfare, where such conduct indicates harm or risk to harm to the child's health or welfare. This can involve both actions and failures to act. Severe neglect involves, oh, wait, sorry, hit the wrong button. No, go away. Thank you. Severe neglect involves negligence that results in severe malnutrition or medically diagnosed non-organic failure to thrive. Situations where a caregiver willfully places the child's person or health at risk, such as intentionally failing to provide adequate food, clothing, shelter, or medical care. General neglect, failures to provide adequate food, clothing, shelter, medical care, or supervision, where no physical injury has occurred, but the child is at substantial risk or serious physical harm or illness. Hang in there. We got one more state, and that was Georgia. So hang in there, okay? We're almost done. There's a point to all of these, okay? Hang in there. In Georgia's mandatory reporter law, listed as a form of child abuse, child neglect is explicitly, listed as a form of child abuse, including failure to provide proper prenatal care or control, substances, education, or other care controlling a child's physical, mental, emotional health, or moral development, lack of adequate supervision necessary for the child's well-being, and abandonment of a child by a parent, guardian, or legal custodian. Okay? It also has the rule about marijuana. Okay. All right. So let me tell you what I found. And now let me go back and play you what she just played, what she just said. Okay.
Well, claiming we care. It's for a second. We're supposed to empower women as long as we deem them worthy. No, it's called giving the power to women in a society where women's rights are going back to the 50s. But you guys don't want to talk about those conversations. You don't want to have those conversations. We need to empower each other by overlooking neglect. Well,
okay. So she claims people are overlooking neglect. Number one, we see a tiny portion of every creator, and this goes for everybody. I don't care if it's, well, Clue is exempt and Jay is exempt because their kids are over the age of 18. But Granny, Nonsense, Clean, Jonesin, myself, Deets is exempt as well. Chasing, who else is there? Clue, Brittany, those are the only creators I could think of right this second that have a lower, that have the kids under the age of 18, right? Okay. So we see a portion of these people's lives every single day. All right. And you want me to determine by this portion of their life that I see that it is neglectful. But I just did the research. And what happens if more than one person qualifies? What happens if 3 out of the 7 names, or 4 out of the 7 names I just qualified for neglect? I'm just going to be out there calling on everybody? No, you don't fucking know these people in real life. Stop acting like you give a fuck about anybody else's kids. You don't. You want to see those kids removed. How about instead of spending 12 hours a day right here on YouTube, log off and spend time with your own family? It is insane to continue that. Nobody is enabling neglect. You know why? Because nobody is actually present in anybody's fucking home. If I go on the internet and I say, oh my God, Nonsense left her kids at home for a week while she went out traveling with mini cows across the country with Kyle, guys, that's neglect. I don't know if you have a child care provider. I don't know if you have adult supervision in your home. I don't know shit about what your business is because it's not my fucking business. You cannot claim neglect when you yourself are not in that home. You are not seeing. And fuck off with all the mandated reporter shit. You guys are the worst mandated reporters ever. You know why? Because I bet you that there's somebody in your neighborhood. I bet you if I looked up the statistics for child abuse, I bet you there's somebody in your neighborhood right now that you could walk across the street or walk next door or maybe go a couple blocks. Maybe spend some time at the schools and give some time and attention to those kids and find somebody who is actually neglectful in your own fucking community. But no, we have to go ahead and put it out there that Brittany is neglectful. Brittany is neglectful and you guys are enabling her. No, you know what I'm doing? I'm minding my fucking business because I know that 2 to 6 hours a day that she streams, and I don't even think that it's 6, but I don't fucking know because I don't watch her like that. But I know that 2 to 6 hours of a day does not equal fucking neglect. You know why it doesn't? Now, again, if she was on camera beating the shit out of her kid every fucking day, that's a different story. Don't get it twisted. But the mom, wake up. The mom, I'm scared. Mom, can I have this to eat? If you have never, ever in your life been asked, you know what, as a matter of fact, let me tell you this. Most people won't know this, but you actually said one of your nieces on your stream the other day, her name. You don't ever say their names publicly, but you're so loose at the lips right now that you said her name publicly. Now, I personally, I won't repeat that name. That's not right. But now, she came to you during your stream and she wanted you to do something and you did it really quickly and then you got right back to your stream. That's cool. But guess what? If somebody is like, oh my God, she's not even paying attention to her niece. How terrible. You'd be in a fucking outrage. In an absolute outrage. Stop it. You go on in the stream, and I'm not going to play this whole fucking stream because I don't have time for that shit today. But you go on in this stream to do a fucking demonstration about Narcan. Now, don't get it twisted. Everybody should be educated on the use and have it available to them. I do not doubt that, and I do not trash that at all. But to show people how to demonstrate how to get Narcan, you took 25 minutes to actually locate your fucking Narcan. Fuck out of here. That wasn't education. That was you trying to throw out insinuations that Brittany is on drugs. You're fucking trash for that. So trash. Let me tell you, in the history of ever, and I mean ever, I have never seen, I watch a lot of intervention. I personally have not experienced an intervention or dealing with an addict in my day-to-day life as an adult. I have not had that experience. I'm grateful to God for that. And I'm grateful that others around me have had those experiences that could share their stories, right? Okay. I have never seen, I do watch a lot of the show Intervention though, okay? I've never seen the show Intervention sit down and tell a person how trash bag of a person they are and shame them and tell them they're a piece of shit, to call them a shit stain on society in an effort to help them get clean and sober and to see what sober life could be for them. Fuck you. You sit over there and you're like, and you use Chico, and I heard your guys' little spiel about, sobriety. That's cool. But guess what? I'm sure that when you make a choice to go and get sober, it is your own fucking choice. It has to be your level of rock bottom. And again, I want to revert back to point number 1. Not one of you are in your fucking house with her. So none of you actually know. It is your own personal experiences and your own personal trauma with drug addicts that automatically, in my opinion, that automatically takes anybody's brain to go there and say, oh yeah, I've heard that slur before. Oh yeah, when so-and-so was high, they would nod out and then hop right back into their thoughts too. Yep, I've seen it before. And I'm not judging those who go there. Good for you. If you can rest at night making accusations on somebody on the internet that you don't fucking know, then good for you. I don't really give a fuck. Do you? What I do know, though, is an addict has never, ever fucking got clean in their lives because they were sat down by people who claim to have cared for them and shamed them for every fucked up thing in their lives. You have exploited the fuck out of her trauma. because of words on the internet. That's what you call them, right? Okay. You've exploited her trauma. You have trashed her as a mother. You have trashed her as a creator. You have trashed her as a friend. You have trashed her as a girlfriend. Yeah. Way to go. You're really out there making a difference, guys. Just making a fucking difference. You don't have to make someone look like, feel like, or act like shit in an effort to help them. And anybody who convinces you otherwise is absolutely insane, in my opinion. Absolutely insane. So great job. Great job. Also want to point out, you said your sister right here on the internet. I'm not fucking weaponizing it against you. So don't say she weaponizes drama with my sister. Absolutely not. You just shared a story, right? So you talk about your own sister's journey and struggles with drugs while her daughters are in the room with you. Okay. Way to really lift it up there, huh? Okay. Fuck out of here that anybody. Let's be real. The reason why. First off, stop acting like you give a fuck, because you don't give a fuck about Brittany. You enjoy trash bagging her. That's what you do. You enjoy making her feel like trash because it's everything you wish you could tell other people. Said what I said, and I meant it.
Claiming we care for children. We need to empower women by sitting by and remaining silent. This whole women, that side, empowers women.
No, we did not get up on a panel and say, we're just women supporting women. We're just women supporting women and men. Just empowering each other, just over here, just encouraging and empowerment. Just empowerment and encouragement and all the good words. No, the fuck we didn't. That was your dumb ass, you stupid. You don't even remember the fucking bullshit your own self spews. That's how insane it is. Good golly.
Well, there's a video that somebody made talking about empowering women. Their side empowers women.
Their side empowers women. No, bitch, it was your side. How ditzy and dumbass of you. It was you. Their side empowers women. No, we don't. You know what we do? We mind our own fucking business. That's what we do. And when we come live, we actually stand for something. See, you can throw out Joneson's Foya, the purple dragon Foya. Oh my God. You can throw that shit out on maybe everybody else. But you know you can't do me. That's why the other day when I played your video on your history of what you used to stand for, what you used to stand for. That's why when I did that, you were so triggered that you had to take low blows at our friend Amethyst and my friend LG. And I won't say there was low blows against me because ultimately you don't have access to me. I do not permit you to have access to me. You cannot have public access, private access, any kind of access, not access Hollywood, not access you, not access me, not access him, not access her, no access. And I don't give a fuck.
What? Huh? So empowering women is making qualifications for victims because you might not like them on the internet.
Oh, wait a second. What did you just say?
Empowering, so their side empowers women. What? Huh? So empowering women is making qualifications for victims because you might not like them on the internet.
Making qualifications for victims because you don't like them on the internet. See, the interesting thing about that is when I heard that, it really made my mind start going. And I was thinking, where have I heard her shame a victim before this? Because this is really weird. I'm pretty sure that I have heard it and experienced it before. I started to think about it, and then somebody mentioned, I don't even know who it was, honestly. Somebody mentioned a video you had done about Veda. And I thought, what? You did a video about Veda because back when we were friends, you swore I won't even give her the satisfaction of saying her name out of my mouth, right? And I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, whatever. You do you, boo, right? And then I learned that after we weren't friends, you made a whole fucking playlist about Veda. And a couple of weeks ago, you screamed and hollered about how your issues with the antis and the extremes came from me having communication with Veda. Girl, and then you turns around, you got a whole fucking playlist of them. And let me tell you the funniest thing about that. Let me go ahead and go on over here. Hold on. Let me go to it. So this is a stream that I found in the playlist. There's multiple. You want to know about Veda? Go watch it. You'll get a lot of information from her. It won't be true, but you will see it. Well, some of it will be true, but some of it is not true. Okay. So here's where she talks about Veda. Okay. So Veda had gone live. I want to show you. Hold on. So Veda had gone live and Veda shared a story of domestic violence. Okay. And the gentleman who was alive at the time. Oh, what did she say? It is very sad that BJ chose. Oh, Jessica. Listen, I think you're missing the point. The point is, it's none of your fucking business. If she chose to heal and seek therapy, it is her choice. It is her life. It's no one's fucking business. See how that works? It's a mind your own fucking business. It's a she has to deal with that kind of business. It's again not your fucking business. Anywho, so Veda was a lady that Nonsense deemed not worthy of being a victim because and this stream is up. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's an hour and 52 minutes long. God knows our streams are too long and they don't get to the point and it'd be a little bit harder. Okay. The point of this particular stream, though, I did watch it. Veda shows some pictures of what her body looked like after her domestic violence experience. And Nonsense didn't believe her domestic violence experience. So once Veda was outed for, hold on, I'm trying to find the timestamp. Once her identity was outed, let's see here. I don't really want, okay, here, let me go. I don't want to do that. I'm trying to find a good point that I can potentially, I want to let you see she was showing pictures, but also don't want to show the pictures because I know it can be triggering. So, anywho, nope. Okay, let's go there. All right. Well, anywho, she's on her live stream and here we go. All right, I will show you. So she has this book and she's showing her injuries. Okay. And Nonsense goes on because she had been doxxed, goes on to say those injuries look like a car accident to me. And I looked her up and lo and behold, in Tennessee, she definitely had a car accident that happened that she sued Geico for. Now, I'm not saying, this is what she says. Now, I'm not saying what happened. I don't know. I'm just saying it looks very suspicious. So tell me again how somebody you don't like, you will poke holes in their story. See, the difference between you and I is, honestly, it is not my job to determine if a victim's story is the truth or not. Should they be out there lying? No, they shouldn't. But if you believe them, right? What is the harm of believing this girl's story? There's no harm in believing this girl's story. Oh, it's so dangerous to other victims. No, it's not. You know why? Because somebody who may have been questioned, that's all you do is poke holes in everybody's stories that you don't like. People you deem shouldn't be considered victims, that's what you do. And I refuse to sit by that. So don't be over here talking about. You can watch that stream yourself. I'll put it up. I don't have a problem with that. I'll drop the link in the description afterwards. But all I do know, though, is there are a lot of people who don't ever tell their stories. And when they come out and they try and tell their story, they are questioned and they are deemed not worthy for that story. I don't know who searched for the accident report, just Jake. I don't know. I don't know if that was put out on Twitter by somebody else or if it was put out by her. I have no clue. What is it? Any of her karma? I don't know. Because for me, I don't go real life like that. For me, I have no problem if somebody needs to, like, for example, there are some people where, like, I may want to know more about a story, right? And so I may ask permission, or there are more things like I want to understand exactly what happened. A couple weeks ago, we did it. I want to understand more stories about like what happened with the whole Clue and the X, and people brought it up and who brought it up. And so we started digging on the internet only, but not anything that's related to like the specific case as far as like dockets go or sealed documents or anything like that, right? We're looking for how did this even get here? How did this happen? Right here on Beyonce's internet. Okay. So, anywho, let's go back to it.
Empowering women is excusing sexual assault because somebody was only civilly responsible instead of criminally.
So, this is a jab at the Trump supporters. Okay. Trump was civilly found guilty, but not criminally found guilty. So if you're a Trump supporter, all of a sudden you can't be for women empowerment because, by golly, you're a Trump supporter. But again, I want to refer you back to, I'm pretty sure your friends are very America. And so that's going to be an awkward conversation. Are you ready to have that conversation, nonsense? Can we have that conversation? I don't know.
I'm sorry, I'm fucking confused as shit. Is anybody else about that? Wants us to.
Everything she's been doing lately has been, it's like, if it's not political, it's very what do you call it? Like, if it's not political, it's definitely religious. Like, it's either attack your politics or attack your thing. Here's the thing. I don't give a fuck who you voted for. That is between you and your own ballot, okay? What I care about is, are you a shit human being on the internet? Bad Apple, it's good to see you. We miss you. And I actually seen a comment of yours the other day. And I was like, dang, I miss Bad Apple, man. And I even went to your channel to go see if maybe you had moved to another. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Squirrel. But I went to your channel to go see if you've been making other videos to see if maybe you moved to another community. There were no other videos, needless to say. It was all your old stuff, but good to see you around. Good to see you. When was this? This was, hold on, I could tell you, just the other day, 2 days ago, August 26th. So, well, in YouTube time, it was 2 days ago. So it's actually 3 days ago. So Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday. Okay, I've learned so much because I took part in Dissecting Veda's DV trauma. I've had several conversations with two amazing friends that helped me to see and come to an understanding. Speaking of Trump, did you apologize to Miss Swift? No, I have not apologized to Miss Swift. Miss Swift, here is your apology. I blamed you for taking me down for a copyright the other day during my stream, and lo and behold, it was that bitch-ass Cardi B, okay? I thought she was busy over there in court. She wasn't. She just took me down because she didn't want me to play her Enough song. So I apologize to the Swifties, to Taylor Swift, and to the Kelseys, okay? Good enough, Nenny? Carry on. Okay.
To have a private conversation when we're being threatened with legal bullshit because of.
Okay. Hey, listen, for the people who come into my live stream, Revival will be posting in about an hour to talk her shit. And then she gets mad if I screenshot it, all of a sudden I'm attacking her. Okay. But there was a comment made today. Let me go to it because I would like to read it off. Word for word. I actually would like it to be word for word. It was a comment by Brittany J. And it says it's allegedly with Brittany J. It was from this morning. So this is fresh off the hot press. Okay. Nonsense. You wish so badly someone would send you some papers. Go on, Gretchen. You are not on my radar. She's going to be crying tonight. She's going to be so sad. What? Brittany's not including me in the court action? How will I be the most important? Let me do one of the greatest comments. I don't even remember who said it. It was yesterday. But in the chat, somebody said, at this point, nonsense is to Clue what Veda was to Molly. And I was like, oh, clutch my pearls. That's so fucking true. I was like, oh my God, yes. Veda would be like, she'd hop up. She's insane. She is. Don't get it twisted. She's insane as fuck, right? But she would hop up in there and she'd be like, Molly, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you a little something here. I got this receipt and that receipt, and I got this timestamp, and I got this and I got this. Are you okay, Molly? Are you amazing? You're amazing, Molly. You're so wonderful. I just love everything that you do. I stand by you, Molly. Oh God! Once you see it, you cannot fucking unsee it. Most of you don't know who Beta is, so listen. The humor of what I'm talking about right now is going to be like zoom, zoom, zoom over your head. You know what I mean? No, I've been hiking mountains out west and indulging in some other hobbies. Finally, it's been. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Good for you. Good for you. Run. Waves to revival. Kiss my ass. Yeah, that's definitely nonsense when it comes to Clue. She does. Clue, are you there? Clue, Cletus, Clue, Cletus, Clue. That's how she sounds. It's insane. All right.
He's getting hurt. Oh, Sheila, there's somebody that made a video talking about their side empowers women, and I'm just really confused.
No, let me go back. She didn't say their side empowers women. She said that Dietz and Nanya and Joneson. I can't talk like Tia the cat, so sorry. But she said that Dietz and Nanya and Joneson are on the FUE squad, or the FU everyone squad. Okay? It was you. The call is not what you say. The call is coming from inside the house. Somebody tell nonsense. The call is coming from inside the house. Embarrassing.
Because there seems to be a lot of condoning and coddling of poor behavior while trying to take somebody's power and weaponizing their trauma. I'm really confused on it.
Hold on, we gotta hear that again.
Really hate somebody that made a video talking about their side empowers women, and I'm just really confused because there seems to be a lot of condoning and coddling of poor behavior while trying.
Condoning and coddling. Condoning and coddling. Nobody is coddled. If you consider having an adult conversation with accountability added in, condoning, then okay, so be it. But by that thought process, okay, you condone racism, you condone bigotry, and hey, BTW. I don't think anybody has told you yet, but I'm going to love for you to find this out from me, okay? I seen you posted gaining ground yesterday because he just cracks you up and he's so funny. Boo, it's called hate bonding because what you're overlooking is he used to be a page called Discounted Life. Discounted Life spent their time on the internet right here on these YouTube streets on this app, degrading two Black women in every fucking racist way and going real life on them that you could think of. But go ahead, girl. You ate that. You ate golf claps. Golf claps in the chat. I love that for you. Good job. Not you getting behind another racist and promoting another one. Oh my God, you're so amazing. You're so amazing. And you know what's even funnier about that? A simple little Google search. And there's so many different videos and pages and pages and pages, screenshots on screenshots on screenshots on screenshots of shit that he has done and said. Oh, poor thing. Maybe if you didn't just have yes men around you. See, the difference between you and I is my friends will tell me all about myself constantly. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Then I absolutely have to own my shit. And 9 times out of 10, I'll come out here and I'll own it publicly if I'm wrong. Guess you can't say the same thing, right? Because when you got caught in a lie not too long ago, what'd you say? It's not a lie. It's semantics. It's not a lie. It's semantics. Semantics are canceled, guys. Let's see. It was semantics to say Joneson and Nunya passed around pictures of children in a Discord compared to Yep sent pictures in a DM to an unknown person that sent them to Queen. That was semantics. That's not a lie, guys. That was just semantics. Okay. Semantics is that's lavender. No, that's purple. That's semantics, broad. Revival. Ain't revival in English. In English, like she loves English and writing. She couldn't tell you that that's not semantics. That's a lie. Poor thing. Let me not talk about her too much, because as soon as I start talking about her, she goes and runs to nonsense. She's like, nonsense, they came and attacked me just because I'm your friend. Not because I've done anything on the internet, but because I'm your friend. They just run and attack me. Oh. And then nonsense gets out there and she's like, I'm here to save the day for revival. You get back, you haters. You can have no access to us. Here I come to save the day. And she stands all proud up there with her cape waving in the wind. Oh, God. Okay, come on.
To take somebody's power and weaponizing their trauma. I'm really confused on it. Really confused on this. Cinda, that's what I'm trying to understand.
Same, Pearl.
That's what, Phoebe, I'm struggling with that. I just figured I would ask you guys how we explain this.
Listen, you know what's the funniest thing is? The funniest thing about this is here she is talking to her echo chamber, and she wants them to explain the other side of things. How exactly do you get answers? How do you get answers from an echo chamber that could help you explain a different person's thought process that doesn't align with the cult-like one? Okay. All right. Also, for the record, nobody said you were the leader of the cult. Yeah, you're the collector for the cult, but not the leader. Clue is clearly. And I don't want any Clue-Aid. I have been deemed safe from drinking the Clue-Aid. I will not be drinking the Clue-Aid. I did see a video about cults, and we'll get to that. We'll see. The Gaining Ground has spent the last year weaponizing a child's traumas against it. Who, Face American, can you tell me who? Because I'd love to do some research on it. I don't know if, I mean, you may not want to say that publicly. My email is in my bio in case you want to say it, privately. Also, for the record, the Clue-Aid came from the jerks, I believe, possibly Pearl. But yeah, we don't want the Clue-Aid. We're good. Thank you anyways. Okay.
This is my public call out to please explain to me how empowering women is this.
Please explain to me how you are empowering women. First of all, we are not. We never claimed to be empowering women. Dumbass. Get it together. It was you. You claimed it. Also, just so you know, what we claim to do is stand that what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. It is done. Clue was done wrong. Brittany, done wrong. Granny, done wrong. Queen, done wrong. You, well, technically you were done wrong. Yeah, okay. Not in the same sense as them. Like, your victim card is just a little less than theirs. But you were done wrong by the troll account that, that was trolling you. That I will give you. That was wrong. That troll went too far. But, like, theirs is a little bit more personal, like real life trauma. I don't know, but I don't want to discount it, because then you'll say I'm trying to determine who's a bigger victim or not. So you get a victim card for that one. All right. It's temporary. It has an expiration date, and it does not allow all access. Cannot have access.
Anyone? I don't get it. I'm just struggling with how this is. I don't get it. You got nothing to? Okay. I'm really confused, because that's where the space I kind of live in. So I thought maybe you guys would ask or have the ability of helping me. There's no way to explain it. Okay, Fuzzy Puff. At least I don't feel alone in my confusion here.
Thank you.
Because, okay, Laura, you didn't either. Okay, thank you. Because I'm sitting here like, all right, so how am I justifying this in my head? I just can't. I can't make the leap. Truly.
So let me get this straight. In her head, Okay, in her head, she can justify somebody's kids being called pussies. In her head, she can justify somebody taking a drive down another creator's street on Google Earth and showing their home. She can justify racism. She can justify bigotry. She can justify hating on the Bible. Okay? She can justify sexual harassment from woman to woman, just not men to women, okay? She can justify cancer scamming. She can justify scamming for money in general. Okay. She can justify those in her head. Those make perfect sense to her. But she cannot justify y'all over there saying you're women empowering women. Probably because it was never said over here. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, my Lanta, I just cannot even.
Hey, Farq, thank you for being a member for 6 months. You're confused as well. Okay. All right. Well, we'll just all be confused together because it doesn't make sense to me. This is not women's empowerment to smear victims. That's just not what it is.
It is not women's empowerment to smear victims. Really? Really? You don't say. You smeared Veda. You sat back and were perfectly okay and fine with Clue. Okay. All right. Let's see. Who else have you smeared? I'm sure there's millions of other victims out there. Give me a moment. Okay. But those are the two off the top of my head. Who knows? Agreed, Indy. Agreed. Like she has her credibility for anything except for hatred. But again, like that's the reason why she's not the leader of it. Thankfully, thank God. I don't know how unstable this leadership would be if she was the leader of their group. But don't worry, you've got Clue Aid. Okay? And as long as Clue is the leader, we're doing good. All right.
Victims don't have qualifications. Anybody can be a victim, whether you like them or not, whether they've got
No, ma'am. Take that back. Anybody cannot be a victim. Brittany is not a victim, you said. Veda, not a victim. So stop that. It is, let me tell you, the projection here was astounding. Astounding. Seth is a victim, and yet you bash him and your friends bash him every single fucking day. He is a victim. His child is still missing. Katie, she's a victim too. Chris, victim too. But you're not ready to have that conversation, right? Okay.
Shit in the past, whether it doesn't fucking matter. Victims are victims. It just doesn't matter. So to me, it's really confusing hearing people that are like trying to justify a woman's trauma being weaponized say that they are the side of women's empowerment. I don't need to be empowered. Women have always held the power.
Women have always held the power. We have the power. I've got the power. Isn't that what He-Man said? Maybe it was She-Ra. I don't know. I don't know who. Never mind. I won't go there. But man.
I don't know. Okay. I'm glad you guys are confused too. Thank you for making me feel a little bit more sane.
Thank you for coddling me in my way of thinking and thinking exactly like me and not bringing up anything that may be the opposite of my thoughts so that I could get my brain wrapped back around this because I couldn't possibly have two thoughts in my head at the same exact time. Thank you, Echo Chamber. You all are dismissed. You may go back to your cabins, huts, or teepees. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Because some days out here, I am like, huh? Tell me that's not drunk. I'm glad you understand me right now because I was just like, am I hearing this? We will be, okay, Phoebe, I'm glad hey, in moments like this, when in doubt, we'll be confused together. Totally same. Okay, Fuzzy Puff. Hey, Charlotte. Some days I'm like, I don't know. There's a really good article in Lilith magazine about women's empowerment versus power. I highly suggest people read it. That's all. I just wanted to ask because some days like today, I just feel like I'm in the upside down and it just rotates. So it just rotates. Around and around we go.
Okay.
And around we go. And around we go. Yeah, sweetie cake. That's a good question. We can try this. Amber, I can agree with that. Hold on.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait, we gotta pause it because I don't want kids around. Hold on. Okay. So the next part, is it this stream that she does? Hold on. Oh no, it's not. It's the other one. Okay. All right. Okay. We're gonna finish out this one for a little bit and then we'll go to the other one.
Yes, Fuzzy Puff. There's that.
Hey, Dawn Marie.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we're back and forth. No.
Jessica, yes, thank you. He-Man had power. His twin sister had honor. Thank you so much for clarifying. Appreciate it. If you live in the upside down world, the real world does feel strange. That's true, Golden Source. That is true. The real world where the rest of us live, it should feel strange when you live in the upside down.
Oh, I got that boba ball thing. It's gross. I don't. A whip person. That Wendy, I didn't really get that out of it. No, I didn't get that out of it necessarily. Maybe that was the message and I just missed it.
So somebody goes in and tries to say like, hey, Tia's video was about how the current actions aren't about empowering women as it was being claimed. Like the current actions are just, they're not good right now. And she's like, that's not the message I got. And Wendy, don't you dare be over here trying to convince us of something different, because that's what we've said and that's what we're all going with, because the echo is hard. Bless her heart.
I'm talking about Tia and TPE's videos. Watch them. Honestly, tell me what you think, because it's just a little confusing.
Honestly, but also not very honestly. Honestly, as long as you agree with me. Thank you.
And I would love to know what I'm missing here about how one side is empowering. No, I don't know.
Bless her heart.
Brooke, I haven't said any of that's okay. Have I said any of that's okay? But what I'm not seeing you say is anything that's been done to Clue is...
You know what's funny is she says, have I said any of that's okay? Well, have you said any of it is not okay? Or did you just say, that's not something I would do? Just asking for a friend. And Brooke, don't you bring your ass in there asking these kind of questions. Don't you be questioning her, okay? Her leader said it's one way. She has to go with it. Accept it. And by the way, let's talk about and how our leader was done wrong. God, you guys keep wanting to focus on the wrong things here.
Bad. So that's where I get confused though too, because you're allowing yourself to be like, oh, poor DJ. But you remember that on her panel, it is stated that she basically was supported by 200,000 images of CP. This is why I'm saying, like, right there, it's very one-sided.
So if it was wrong for BJ to do it, then why can't you say it's wrong for Clue to have done it? I don't get why that's like so hard to just be able to say wrong is wrong. That shouldn't have happened. Okay. The empowering count is up to 64 times now. Thank you so much for keeping count. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Legit, I can tell you. You don't even have to count anymore. I can tell you the whole stream. 50. So you lied about the 64. Just putting that out there, Tara. Let's be factual. Okay? But the word empower was used 50 times in an hour and 13 minutes. Now I got to go to a calculator. What is that? Every couple of minutes? Let's go see. Hold on. In an hour and 13 minutes. So that's hour 13, 60, 30, 73. All right. So 50 times 73 minutes. Oh my God. I think that means every 7 seconds. Maybe not. Hold on. 7. Oh, no, that's not right. Okay, hold on. No. It may be every 7 minutes. Yeah. Okay, it's every 7 minutes. So it's not that. But still 1.5 about. Okay, thank you. Yeah. That's a lot of empowerment, damn it. Listen, wherever Miss Tia is tonight, Miss Tia, don't you be out here ever saying again that anybody is empowered, okay? Empowerment is canceled. Oh my God. You get an empowerment and you get an empowerment. We all get empowerment.
Yeah, that's y'all name is not drunk. Yeah, Amber, that's what I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, but most of these people don't want to have a conversation about how we're getting here in society anyways, because it's a much bigger issue than just on YouTube. This is
most of you people do not want to have a conversation about how we're getting here as a society, okay? You don't want to talk about your damn Trump supporters. You just stay away from me. The intensity level, listen, if any of my friends, like if I'm going to use Jones as an example because she probably goes live as much as I do right now, okay? But if Joneson was on the internet 12 hours a day, 6 of that is streaming and the other 6 is hanging out on other people's panels to have the same discussion over and over and over again, I'd be like, bitch, go watch Love Island. Go watch Love Island. You do not need to be in these chats like this and you sound insane. Log the fuck off. Thank you very much. Okay? It's insane. They're all a bunch of flat islanders. Don't you come for the flat earthers. The flat islanders are going to get you now. You are seriously freaking hilarious. I wish you did lives more often. Listen, I can't. Honestly, I'm going to be real with you. Whenever I go, I'll tell you, today I actually told the Discord earlier today, somebody asked me if I was going live today. And I was like, I don't know. I'm tired. I'm bitchy. Like, it's really not a good combination to go and, like to go live with. I don't think so. I don't think I am. And like an hour and a half later, I was like, oh, fuck it. Okay, I got like 2 hours I can spare. I'm going to go and do it. Okay? So, yes, Flat Islanders, girl. That's what I'm going to start calling them now. I'm bored and need some excitement. I'd love Island. Any good? Listen, is Love Island any good? Listen, I'm a huge fan, Brie McGee. There are 7 seasons of it. Now, you got a lot, you have to lot. Okay, hold on. You have to to watch, there we go, like reality TV mixed in with like a dating show with a little bit of like young people mentality. If you like that, you'll do fine. I like it. But okay.
There's a whole thing in society where women's rights and rights of many people are being threatened. So I will not post links to either one of those channels in my chat.
I will not post links in those channels at all. I do not want you to see this other messages. I do not want you to go form your own opinion. I do not want you to be empowered. I don't want empowerment. Empowerment. Hill's daughter, empowerment. Nanya. Empowerment. That's what you sounds like right now. Access. Like, it's the same 5 to 6 like buzzwords that she uses. Access. Get out of here. Yes, Miss Tia, we are not happy with you right now, okay? You're out here telling about empowerment, and here she is, and she's just like, you bitch. How dare you say that Nunya, Dietz, and Joneson are out here empowering women? Why didn't you put my name on that list? Except for she forgot that she was the one who said, we're just women supporting women. That's all that we're doing right now. Just that's all that we're doing. Okay. All right. We're almost done.
Yeah, she survived. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We don't want to hear about Kinsey. All right. I think that was it for this one. There was one more I wanted to watch because I thought that it was hilarious, but give me a second because I guess I took it. Oh, no. Oh, no. This one is it. Never mind. Okay. Hold on. Here we go. I think this is it. Yeah. So this was yesterday. Okay. And when I tell you, I had the greatest laughs I have ever seen. It out my next day off. I'm obsessed with Squid Games. Oh, yeah. You'll like it then. If you can watch Squid Games, you're good. You're good. Yep. Okay. All right. Laugh my ass off. Women supporting women and here for the victims. What a facade, man. Yeah. Listen, I've had to go through my own process of just being like, damn, you are not who I thought you were. You don't stand for shit. And even the people around you, like, I'll be honest and say Revival was my friend at one point in time. And like seeing her stand by some of the stuff that she would call me out on for standing by, seeing her stand by after the fact, stand by some of that stuff now is just like unheard of. Like it's a lot when you realize somebody is not who they said they were. It's a shell shock for sure. So somebody get Tia some catnip so this bitch can shut the fuck up. Put Tia down. She needs a nap. Do not let her be out here running the streets. Does she need a leash too? I don't know. I'm just saying. Oh my God. The video show the Turkish delight. Is that what this is? Because it actually really does look good. I don't know what that is, but it looks like Fanta and heavy whipping cream. Oh no, it's this one that's the Turkish delight. I don't know what that is, but this drink over here looks good as hell. Some strawberry Fanta with some heavy, like some cold cream in it. Not gonna lie, it does. Oh, darling, just wait. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay, well, let's go listen to this one real quick because this one was unhinged as fuck. And I was just like, you know, the awkward dog, like that looks side to side and side eyes people. Like that's how I was because I was just like, oh my God, is she okay?
Let's get into it. I want to talk a little bit right quick. There's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. There's a lot being said. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of fucking responses. And I just want to kind of once over this because I don't want anybody to be confused of where I land. And I know that certain members of the opinion community are here, so they will hear this. And to the particular ones that continue and have continued.
For the record, I was not there, but certain people may have been there. But shout out to the opinionated community, okay? Thank God we finally, again, finally, and I do mean finally, we got away from the damn HOA. Okay? Finally, the opinionated community is showing up. All right. And also for the record, I don't tend to like watch her streams until I see other people around me like reacting or like, oh my God, she's going insane. Are you guys hearing this? You know? And then I'll be like, oh God, okay, let me go and watch it then. Did everyone forget when Queen Bee, Nonsense, etc. all learned about Heel's writings? They took a wrench and iced her out. I remember it well. I don't like to speak on like, I don't know. I don't like to speak on her unless it's to clear up something. Only because, you know, she's not here and you know, just R.I.P. to her, you know, rest wherever. All right. Okay. So here we go. Don't judge me, Alicia. I see your judgment. Okay. Don't judge me. You just let me believe this just happened yesterday. Okay.
You know, to watch me since you've been blocked and have constant something to say or, you know, texting others and having issues. Continue to have your issues, please and thank you. It's fucking weird to me. Weird. Seems like you're more interested in what I do and what I say now than you were when you supposedly sat around. So there will be a lot of people that you'll see poking or talking shit. Let them lie. I am telling you right now, there are certain people out here that will not be getting a reaction or response.
Who has lied? Most of the people I've seen review her or respond to her have been showing receipts with the shit that they're saying. So I'm not sure who she's talking about lying. Which one of you bitches was lying when you did your live stream about her? So far, I've yet to find one. But I don't know who that is. Okay, I can't tell you who that is. Who? I don't. Oh, I do have that clip. Hold on, we can play that one. Hold on. That's here. Yeah, but I don't know who it is. So.
Because that's exactly what they're looking for, and I don't fuck with crazy. I've already done that. Been there, done that.
They're just looking for a response from me, and I don't do that. I don't fuck with crazy. Girl, have you looked in the mirror? Because it's looking a little cuckoo right now, the way you're screaming at the computer every day and screaming about how these people don't have access to you. Did you forget just a couple of days ago you were screaming about somebody being a cunt or something? I don't know. Hold on, let me go see.
You want to play games? I told you, game the fuck on. You want to play games? I told you, game the fuck on.
Okay, that was about playing games. Sorry, that one's okay. Well, it's not in here, but you were like, you know, you're fucking cunt. You know, show us the receipts. Who lied on you? Who lied on you? Show us the receipt for it. It doesn't exist, but show us the receipts. Okay.
Nope, not going back. And when I say straight up fucking crazy, yeah, straight up crazy. So now they're trying to do this whole like offensive thing of Saint nonsense. First of all, bitches, catch the fuck up.
Because it's a joke and it's fucking hilarious because you walk around here, you still believe, like you do believe your own bullshit. I'll give credit where credit is due. You believe your own bullshit for sure. Okay? You believe that you are truly out here just sticking up for victims. Being a voice for victims. No, you're not. No, you're not. You've lost all credibility. You have no morals. You stand for nothing. You are worse than a jellyfish on the ground. You're like a jellyfish and a flip-flop had a baby because the jellyfish is all over the place. Flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop. That's you. Because you can't possibly figure out what the fuck you stand for anymore. Because you don't stand for shit. And the beautiful part about it is, I love that for you. Because everybody else is starting to see it. And I don't think that the Clue Aid can save you. I don't think it has healing powers. Did Clue say it had healing powers? Maybe she did. I don't fucking know. But that I'm aware of, nobody's been healed just yet. I'll wait for that episode.
Because I've had Saint and Sinner and Amber tattooed on my fucking hip for going on like 15, 20 years.
Nobody knew. Listen, if you told me you had that Saint and Sinner and Saint, whatever you said, tattoo on your hip, I wouldn't have even cared enough to kept that in my mind. So if you think that I was sitting around here like, oh my God, call her a saint because she has a tattoo on her thing. If that was the case, and we were just trying to piss you off, why wouldn't you just talk about your tattoo and Sinner and connect you to Sinner? Wouldn't that have been more like, I feel like that would have been a little bit more dramatic. Like if we called you Sinner because of the tattoo and it happened to like look like you're also like Sinner's sister or something, like that probably would have had a much more triggering effect. But I don't know. No, we did not dox her hip. Nobody showed her hip. Nobody knew about her hip. There's no HIPAA violations. Like there's no hip involved. The only tattoo that's been talked about is the skunk, and finally we're getting that talked down at this point. So I think we're okay. But I'm just saying, what the fuck?
Ooh, you're going to hurt my fifis. But I want you to really understand something. So these people who are sitting with that group of people are people I once considered friends, who I have openly shared.
These people who sit with that group of people who are those people and these people, they would be my friends and them and theys and thems and we's and us and theys and thems and woo. Do you get dizzy? Do you ever get dizzy? Like you can't say names to save your life. You were doing, actually, I will give it to you. You were doing a little better because you were actually putting names on it. You'd kind of mix it in throughout from there, but you were putting names on it. Now all of a sudden we're back to the theys and the thems and the theys and the who's and the do's and the ways and what? Nobody knows what you're talking about. Nobody knows. Correct. She was so mad about being put next to Sinner in the Christmas Carol, but lo and behold, she has a Sinner tattoo. I'm gonna start the rumor. That's what it is. She got a Sinner tattoo. It didn't turn out right. That's why she doesn't like Sinner. Spread it across the streets. Oh, she's gonna be pissed. Let me shut the fuck up. Let me not. No. Yeah. We're not violating hip access.
My past trauma with. By the way, whoever is running around saying that nonsense is own words, she was in a Mormon cult. No, I wasn't. Never.
Oh, girl. You know what's funny is somebody screenshot something. Somebody said in a chat. I don't remember whose chat it was in. I do remember Community T actually answered them. Somebody said, do you guys think she may have been in a Mormon cult? She used to live in Utah. And Community T said, absolutely not. No, ma'am. Not going to happen. Oh, dear. Don't start that. Sorry, Emmy. Okay. It's just a joke. Let me not say, let me not go there. She is so weird. She takes so much to heart when it wasn't that deep at all. The joke went over her head. She is the one that titles lives and gives sermons. Right. Exactly. Welcome to Angry Island. Exactly. If you don't have anger, you don't belong here. America.
Claim to be Mormon. Not at all. Nope. They tried to recruit Kyle and I. Never once. I don't know where the fuck you guys get shit twisted or hear things or whatever, but I've never once said I was in a Mormon cult. Lived in Utah. Hung out with a lot of different people, have a lot of experience. Never was in a Mormon cult.
It was one commenter, somebody I don't even know their name. It was somebody like some random ass account who asked the question, and here we are. And she's like, I've never been in the LDS of the LDSGU. Never. Okay, we get it. Nobody said you were. And she's like, we just need to get back to laughing. Girl, you ain't laughed, like for real laughed, in a really long time. This is not joy. No, it's not. You're right. Exactly
But
right.
that whole thing, the Saint nonsense cult thing. So
Okay.
I can understand the joke. Like, we can laugh about it because
Can you though? Because it doesn't sound like you're laughing. And it doesn't also sound like it sounds like it's a joke. But to make people outraged for you and to feel bad for you, you got to tie it into trauma. You got to tie it into your cult trauma. You got to tie it into your tattoo. Like, do you know that it's a joke? Because it is. And some of us like laughing about shit on the internet. So there's that. But okay. And Saint Nonsense wasn't the name of the cult. Just putting that out there.
it's the furthest from the truth. But I want you to understand that they are trying to weaponize my past that I shared with them. And when the first time I shared it with one particular person from the opinion community, I was questioned as to why would that be harmful, or why are cults harmful? I don't know.
The first time that I told Nanya, again, let's put names on it. The first time that I told Nanya, he said, cults aren't harmful. No. Do you want me to pull out our messages? Because I can tell you what I said is the stuff that you call religious manipulation is part of my faith. So why do you see it as manipulation? Help me understand. Because unlike you, I'm actually open to listening to another perspective. And you explaining your perspective doesn't turn into gaslighting. You see how that works? I know. It's crazy. It's crazy being able to hear more than one side of the story. After this, I got a good video coming up that I found this afternoon. But okay, here we go.
No, because people lose their fucking lives.
Also, I do want to point out that on her actual page, let me see if I can go to it without it kicking me out of this video. It will, but we'll go back to it. Hold on. I do want to point out that on her page, she has an entire religious rants and embarrassing moments, Scientology shenanigans, Utah controversies, Sound of Freedom, the misinformation of it all. So she has 1, 2, 3, 4 separate playlists. Okay, playlists of videos. 9, 10, 42, that's 52 and 4. 56 videos. And apparently she claims I outed a couple months ago, okay? I outed or weaponized or let people know about her religious trauma. And now I'm letting people know about her cult trauma. I hate to break it to you, but other people already watched these videos far before I said anything. Okay? All right. Just saying. So I'm not revealing shit that you didn't already tell people yourself. You talked about that shit. You brought it up. Look at this shit. Correcting misinformation in the Sebastian Rogers. 157 videos. And I can bet you probably most of those are not actually about Sebastian. I won't even go and look at it. I'll look at that later on. That's for another day. All right. I think it was this one I was listening to.
That was like, Mom, why did you get this beagle? Land on you fully. He landed on my stomach the other day. A lot going on.
I know for sure.
There is a lot going on. A joke and fucking, nonsense is a cult leader.
Okay.
I'm not trafficking children, am I?
Also, we did not say you were the leader. We deemed Clue the leader. Okay, you don't have the leadership skills. It's okay. But she's the leader. You'll be all right. She's the leader, though. Okay, nobody said you were the leader of it. Okay. Also, cults don't start out. It's not like day one, we're a cult, guys, and we're all going to go start trafficking, abusing children. You know, from your own knowledge and education in cults, that's not how it works. First, they start out with you just thinking that you're doing the right thing, fighting a cause. And then they start to do things and you kind of look the other way and you didn't see this or you didn't see that. Until in the end, somebody's got to die. be trafficked or murdered. Them's the rules of a cult. Not funny. Dangerous as fuck. Which is why your group think is dangerous as fuck in the end.
I'm not having people hide SA, am I? When you are taking such a serious fucking topic like people who have been in cults and the abuses that happen inside high demand religions, you are diminishing a lot of victims. That's a you thing, not a me thing.
You're diminishing victims by saying that I'm in a cult. Why? How? Your behaviors are all cult-like. You all think the same, walk the same. Your people can't even, they have to be redirected to the next live stream because they can't even find live streams anymore by themselves. Insane. You all act like you give a damn about anything and people throw money at you. Let me see if I can find this video that I wanted to find. Hold on. It's going to be in my history really quickly. Let me play this. Oh, we got to hurry up. Okay, let me play this first. This is a video I found. Maybe we'll come back and do another part later on or tomorrow. I don't know. Okay, let me go to it. Hold on. Let's go to... I watched it this morning. Here we go. This one. Okay. I found this interesting. Please do know some of this shit is very offensive in here. I'm going to give that warning ahead of time. It is basically talking about how to become an effective cult leader and pointing out the different paths and ways that they go. Okay? Educate yourself on what cults are like. I know that they are dangerous. I am not going down that road. What I'm doing it, though, is to compare. People don't understand why it is being compared, and I want to show you and point out the different ways. Some of it applies, some of it doesn't. Some of them is, baby stages. Some of it's a little bit further along. All right, here we go.
Anyone can join a cult, but not on purpose. Psychological studies have demonstrated how easy it is for groups of people to spiral into fully fledged fanatics. That's why it takes a real mastermind to lead their own fellowship. And it's why the hallmarks of generating a cult of personality can be seen in business and politics. Take the legacy of Steve Jobs' Apple presentation, or the passion of Trump supporters and anti-Trump supporters. What about the sports nuts who live and breathe their own team colors? Whether you'd like to admit it or not, one time or another, you've been brainwashed by groupthink. So maybe you want to see if you have what it takes to be promoted to a dearly loved leader. Or maybe you want to know the red flags before your yoga teacher asks you to drink the Kool-Aid. So
we do not want to drink the Kool-Aid, okay? I repeat. We are not drinking the Kool-Aid. All right.
It's time to learn how history works as we explain how to be a cult leader. Step 1. Have the X factor. Every rock band needs a captivating lead singer. Every movie needs a magnetic lead. If you're not charismatic, then chances are you won't get your cult off the ground.
All right. So off the top, you got to be charismatic. Okay? Now, listen, I don't make the rules. But I will put it out there. Clue is charismatic. Okay? She is charismatic. She has a personality. She may be trash, but she has a personality that draws people in. It is what it is. Okay? Don't judge me again. I didn't make the rules. I didn't choose the leader. Just don't drink the Kool-Aid.
So if you hate talking in front of crowds or you don't know how to approach strangers in public, take the academic route. A demonstrable knowledge in a particular field will help you stand out. Plus, speaking about something you're an expert in. David Koresh of the Branch Davidians and Jim Jones of the People's Temple were big Bible nerds, which is why their sermons were so entertaining. But consider the leader of Aum Shinrikyo, Shoko Ashara. His reserved, introverted demeanor doesn't exactly scream terrorist doomsday cult, but his vast interest in multiple religious disciplines helped him cultivate an image of being a wise and trustworthy intellectual. But the real X factor is an air of mystery. You could claim to be the reincarnation of a religious prophet, or have supernatural powers, or be like Daniel Perez, leader of Angels Landing. He said that his life as a 1,000-year-old angel could only be sustained by sexual relations with young women.
Now, what this made me think of is, what's the mystery? Like, you don't know what you'll get next out of Clue. Okay? I'm just comparing it, not saying it's fair. I'm just comparing it because it was interesting to me. Okay? Don't like it? That's okay too. I'm good. You could even disagree right here in this chat. You could disagree with me. I'm totally fine with it. But I do feel like that's where the mystery comes from, is you don't know where she's going to go next. You don't know how low she'll go. That's part of the mystery that she has, is you don't know what levels, the fact that she has no morals means there is no level that's below her. And so at an ever existing free fall, then it could go anyway.
When it comes to being a cult leader, it's go big or go home. Step 2. Choose a business model. Cults require infrastructure and administration, which means you need capital. You might not like number crunching, so be sure to pick a business model that best reflects your goals and ambitions.
So you got to rake in the money. You got to be willing to rake in the money. Okay. Has anybody seen anybody making money or raking it in? Anybody know who currently has been on the top list of super chats every week for about 6 weeks? I want to say it's in the top 20. That would be Cluminati on Playboard every fucking week. So she's raking in the money. She's building her business model, okay?
Take Love Has Won. It was a new age, hippy-dippy cult that only had 20 or so full-time members. The scale fitted perfectly with the expectations of leader Amy Carlson, whose mummified remains were preserved in a shrine by her dedicated followers. Her corpse was decorated with Christmas lights, and the eyeless sockets of her skull were painted with glitter. Those hippies sure love arts and crafts. In life, she claimed to be the rebirth of Jesus and Marilyn Monroe, and the queen of the lost continent of Lemuria, whatever that is. She alleged she could cure cancer and communicate with angels, yet a woman with a huge ego ran a humble operation. Her cult was a self-sufficient farm that would have collapsed if it grew too
Are you not entertained? Exactly, Twist.
large.
That comes from me as I serve love every day, and I am in love and action every moment. That is my role. I've been like that since I was born.
But perhaps you would rather rub elbows with Hollywood than with organic farmers. If so, follow the practice of Nexium, which was literally a private company run like a pyramid scheme. Its founder was Keith Raniere, and the organization turned...
You can't see the video? No freaking way. Am I watching this whole video by myself? Some people can see it. What's happening right now? Hold on. No, it's playing and you can't see it playing? Oh, we can hear it, but it not. Okay, well, then that's okay. I can't fix that part. I don't know why it's doing that. But if you can hear it, it really is just putting up pictures of what it's talking about. Sorry, it's going to be on Trump for the day, so it is what it is. Sorry. Thank you, Indy, for saying that so I would know that it's frozen. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me do this. Let me try and restart the sharing. See if that works. Share screen. Okay. We got to hurry this along. Okay. All right. Let me see what comes up and see if that shows now. Okay, I think we got it.
Over six-figure profits through its self-help seminars and pseudoscience courses. That's why it did so well in Hollywood. LA always has a queue of desperate people waiting for the next trend to lift them to stardom. Clearly, Raniere knew his geographical position would help scale the company. His business plan was informed by the market on his doorstep. But not everyone is business savvy. If that's you, consider financial donations. And don't be afraid to use force.
Stevie,
even if your members have donated their life savings and possessions to you, those outgoings will build. So how did David Perez, the 1,000-year-old angel, get out of the red? He murdered his members to claim their life insurance. It's quite a risk, but if you know how to recruit new people, you'll never be short on cash. Step 3. Build a following. You can't just walk up to someone and expect them to give up everything to join you.
Right. You can't just walk up to somebody and say, hey, I'm racist. Can you come support me? That's not how it works. Okay? That's not how it works.
Have to work them. And the easiest people to work are the downtrodden. You're more likely to join a cult if your life is in a tailspin. Maybe you've lost a loved one or your job, or maybe a destructive...
The downtrodden.
addiction has gotten out of hand. We're all looking for answers. So if a kind stranger comes up to you at your lowest point promising salvation, who amongst us would turn them away? That's
So somebody came along and said, I'll be the monster that chases after these bad people. I'll be the person who stands up for the Proudfoots when nobody else will. I will lead the charge for change. I'll protect victims. I'll say things that some of you are not willing to say out loud. That will be me. Interesting.
Or the easiest place to find your first few disciples are support groups for addicts, domestic abuse shelters, dive bars, and other mothlights for those who have fallen by the wayside. Once you've got someone in...
And let me tell you, if you have not watched this week and seen that there is a plethora of people with trauma or a history with addiction in this area, you are highly mistaken if that's the case.
your sites love bomb them. That means showering them with flattery, compliments, and even gifts to help them feel special. And it works to charm on people who are desperate to be loved. These were the tactics Charles
That is true. Everybody's got a job to do. I agree. I agree. Protect the victims, except the ones I don't like. Right. That's correct. That's nonsense. Yes, correct.
Manson employed during the free love movement of the 1960s. This helped him build a loyal following of female worshippers.
Oh, I don't know pain. I don't know pain. I have no depth of pain. I have no depth of suffering. I don't know ridicule. I don't know all the bad things. I haven't been punished by you all my life since I was 10 years old. I've been in every reform school you got across the country.
By treating them as members of an elite group who were above everybody else, it made it easier for him to circumvent their critical thinking.
By treating them like a group that was above everybody else. Right? Isn't that what they do? They're never wrong. It's everybody else's fault. They do everything perfectly. They don't fuck up except for the leader. Okay. Now the leader says, I don't fuck up because I said what I said. Just saying. Pearl, I am not reading that out loud.
That will be vital when it comes to keeping everyone in check. Step 4, lay down the law. It only takes one defector to draw attention from the cops. So make sure you have strict rules in place to step 4. Lay down the law. You have strict rules in place to stop that from happening. First things first, create an us versus them mentality by teaching your followers to distrust anyone that isn't in the cult.
Create an us versus them mentality. What? Create an us versus let me go.
Especially the friends law. It only takes one defector to draw attention from the cops. So make sure you have strict rules in place to stop that from happening. First things first, create an us versus them mentality by teaching your followers to distrust anyone that isn't in the cult.
Distrust any cult. I didn't even pay my HOA fines. I don't know why they're going to be talking about me. Fuck you, HOA. Fuck you. Hill's daughter. Johnson's for you. Yeah, discredit all of them. Discredit all of them. Wow. No, it's not. So no, is it true that BJ and Veda used to be buddies? So yes and no. No, I don't think that they were like friends off of the app, but I do think that there was a gal named Sarah Suspicious or something like that was around, and I think that she had contact potentially with Veda or knew of Veda, and Veda, when BJ was trying to talk about nonsense, of course, Veda took the opportunity to come around and show her, I got seats, I'm here, let me show you. And so I think that's like that's what she came up, but I don't know. If so, that would explain nonsense DP. Oh no, I think it's way more personal than that, just Jake. Yeah, I don't think it's YouTube related at all. For me, just in my opinion. Take it for what it's worth.
Especially the friends and family. Next, make it known that punishment for breaking rules will be swift and severe to discourage dissent. Show no mercy. A Ugandan cult called the
Show no mercy. So make it clear that if you speak against us, you will be outed. Let me tell you how that actually shows itself here on YouTube. You question them, you're blocked. You go into somebody else's chat they don't fuck with that's not a part of their group. I see you sit over there with those people. You're shamed for being over there. Okay. Whew. I said this was interesting.
For the restoration of the 10 Commandments of God, catchy name, was so strict on their interpretation of the 9th commandment, thou shalt not bear false witness, that members were terrified from speaking at all. Often, communication was just sign language. Public humiliation is an effective tool to keep everyone in check, so long as you balance this with public displays of praise. That's because the most effective tools of coercion aren't fear and violence, but love and sex.
Wait, what did he just say?
Correct that he had been placed in communication was just sign language. Public humiliation is an effective tool to keep everyone in check, so long as you balance this with public displays of praise. That's because the most effective tools of coercion
effective tools of coercion
aren't
fear and violence, but love and praise. Love and praise. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're so wonderful, and you're so great, and you're so amazing. Cook leaders. Listen, I'm just saying, the love bombing is fucking real around here. That's why I say, F you everyone. And don't tell me you love me. Maybe I got cult PTSD too. I don't fucking know. But do not tell me you love me. I am a stranger on the fucking internet, and there is no way that you love me. I don't want your love. No, thank you, friend. Okay? Love the people in your real life who get your time and attention and energy. Okay? Put positive energy out to the strangers in the universe. Totally fine with that. Well, if you need it, listen, if you need a hug, fur baby, go find your family and give them hugs, okay? Just saying. I do not want your fucking hugs.
Of insects. David Koresh said he had been divinely maintained to impregnate the wives of his followers, and Keith Raniere implemented sex games into his group's daily activities. Such claims are a test of your flock's faith, so the bolder your ideas, the stronger the bond. Step 5.
The bolder your ideas, the stronger your bond. So when you see somebody who is doing behaviors that you never would have thought you seen in this community, the reason why they attach to that person is it actually grows a stronger bond with them because they are bold. They are saying and doing things that you would never do yourself. Just saying. I really don't, Chasing. I really don't. Ask the people who have met me in person. I think there's like 4 of them. And I promise you, I did not well, maybe some. Okay, well, whatever. Anyways, that's not the point though, okay? Again, you don't want to. We is most weaponized word in this shit show. Yeah, it is. We and us, because it makes you feel like you are a part of a group when it's not I. I agree. I strongly agree with that, Pearl. That's part of parasocial for sure.
Your branding. Refine your image to refine your message. Take the Heaven's Gate cult. They had a different mission than the other groups. They weren't trying to usher in the apocalypse to fulfill God's wish, and they weren't trying to trigger a race war to become world leaders like Charles Manson. They just wanted to leave their mortal bodies so their ghosts could hitchhike on a UFO that was hiding behind the comet Hale-Bopp.
Chasing, then how you judging me, bitch?
Pretty normal stuff. But a far-out idea needed a far-out image. Their penchant for shaved heads and unisex gowns became the go-to stereotype in media, such as in The Simpsons and Dude, Where's My Car? And their trippy indoctrination videos feel like a strange mix between a dating channel and a David Lynch movie. They were early adopters of the internet too. Their website is still operational to this day. It seems like the members who weren't saved had to stay behind to manage the mailing list. Branding can also be about activities. The Unification Church of
So
South
they
Korea
have to create a brand. Has anybody seen the brand that's been created? Oh, I so did for a baby. I so did. Man, never mind. I won't tell you that. When Deets dropped me off at the hotel that night, we prayed with each other, and it was that hug was probably one of the most healing hugs in my life. But anyways, that's not the point. Okay. All right. Hold on.
is known for its en masse weddings, where a gigantic crowd of brides and grooms meet for simultaneous nuptials.
For members of one controversial movement, marriage is part of their Messiah's grand vision. Dutiful couples pair off thousands at a time, and a bride shares her most intimate day with 2,000 other brides.
For something less outgoing, look at the practices of the Brethren. They're known for outlawing birthdays, pop music, gender mixing, and even laughing. Clearly, such a strong image has helped inoculate the group from outsiders, which is why little is known about them, and why so few escape. Step 6, invest in real estate. You'll need a base of operations so that
this one I was just like, okay, don't really care about that one because nobody's buying land. Your real estate is the internet, so no need for that.
Defend yourself and attack your enemies.
Defend yourself and attack your enemies is number 7.
Has detractors, and your rise to the top will be no different. The first tactic to consider is a smear campaign, especially if it's an ex-cult member trying to whistleblow. Not only will ruining their reputation dilute the impact of their testimony, it will also encourage your followers to police each other when you're not around.
So if you can just go ahead and do a smear campaign against anybody who speaks out against you. A check mark. I think we see that happen pretty often from one specific side. I can personally vouch to, we are absolutely looking out and saying, no, on both sides, it's wrong. That's not right. That's not right. This isn't wrong, or that's wrong and that's wrong. We can easily do that. But for them, it's no wrong over here. Just look over there. So, all right. Let me see what I'm going to continue playing this one. And then I think, all right, I'm going to do this one and then we have to wrap it up because I got to go. So.
L. Ron Hubbard didn't tolerate criticism in his own life. When the sci-fi author founded the Church of Scientology in 1953, he made sure that his treatment of his enemies as fair game became a tenet of his cult. Fair game means anonymous letter sent to your employer containing all kinds of unfavorable lies. It means contaminating your online presence with combative and relentless trolling. It means
going after your real life. Okay? Going after your real life in an attempt to destroy you because you have gone against our narrative that we are pushing.
family members still in the church will be forced to publicly stand against you. Naturally, Scientology denies this. But when Hollywood screenwriter Paul Haggis renounced Scientology, the church posted a short film on their website titled Paul Haggis, the Hypocrite of Hollywood. When he was arrested for historical sex crimes, other famous ex-members said that this was all a part of the church's revenge plan. But if your dirty tactics won't silence your critics, then consider doing the unthinkable. In 1978, Jonestown was about to become national news when Congressman Leo Ryan concluded his investigations into the compound's alleged kidnappings. He returned to a small plane with his party, including defectors from the cult. But Jim Jones gave the order to assassinate him. If the world had learned that the people would be held against their will, then the jig would be up. They were ambushed by assailants with machine guns, and the incident was captured on a news camera left at the scene. Step 8. Go crazy. A cult is not a cult until the order comes in to do something insane. The Tokyo subway gas...
Listen, a cult is not a cult until they do something crazy. Now, listen, maybe we're headed that way. Maybe we're not. I don't know. Having an echo chamber is dangerous. I know that much. So many of these things when I watched it today, because I've been trying to learn more about it and how does it happen and how do people end up in those spaces where they're seeing this happen right in front of them and do nothing. I don't know. But so I've been trying to learn about it. And when I watched that, I was just like, oh my God, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. So anyways, y'all have a great weekend. I have to go now. It's about that. It's time. We are not redirecting because fuck that. You know where you want to go on YouTube. Go find it. Okay. That's how it works. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for hanging out with us. And please remember, your thoughts matter. Your opinion matters. And have a great weekend. Bye.
And I was like, why are you so obsessed with me?
Will the real MC please step to the mic? MC, you need an MC. All up in the block, say we met at the bar.